Hello and welcome to the Year 10 Maths information video. My name is Mr. Toop. I am Programme Leader of the Maths faculty here at Harrogate Grammar School. And I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk you through some key information about the Maths qualification that your son or daughter will be studying in a little under 2 years' time. So, at GCSE, working on a 9-to-1 grading scale, we use the AQA exam board. And the actual qualification itself is made up of 3 equally weighted papers that are sat at the end of the course. 2 of these papers are calculator, so paper 2 and paper 3, and paper 1 is a non-calculator exam. There are 80 marks available on each paper, and each paper is an hour and a half long. Because 2 out of the 3 papers are calculator, then we need to make sure that our students have the best calculator for the job that's going to help them. We believe that it is the calculator currently on your screen. This has a few extra functions over some of the other calculators available on the market that really do make a difference for some of the trickier topics. This calculator will also be suitable for any sixth form courses that your son or daughter may go on to study, right from core maths all the way up to further maths. In terms of tiering, there are 2 tiers of entry for Maths GCSE, unlike many of the other subjects. So we still have a higher tier of entry and a foundation tier. On the higher tier, the grades 9 to 4 are available, whereas on a foundation, the highest grade available is a grade 5. So this is because the higher tier contains quite a substantial amount of harder content that is not assessed on the foundation tier. In terms of decisions about tiering, we will not make any final decisions on what tier of entry students will sit until later in year 11, giving them a chance to demonstrate what they're able to do across multiple mock examinations so that we can make sure that we end up with every student sitting the correct tier for them, which we have managed to do in all of the previous years. On the screen right now is which teachers are teaching each class in year 10. We, wherever possible, try to keep the same teachers on these classes all the way from the start of year 10 to when the students sit their exams in year 11, providing as much continuity as we can so that the teachers really get to know the students and know their strengths and weaknesses to best be able to help them over the course of the 2 years. Just a quick note is that L4 and R4, so Miss Davis and Mrs. Hagan, are the top foundation groups. Now, some of those students may end up sitting the higher exam, so even though it says foundation, they are covering some higher content as well, where the teachers have decided it is suitable to do so. And as I said before, no decisions are made finally until later in year 11. The other note is that set 5 and set 6 in each population are parallel sets, so they are exactly the same in ability. So set 5 is not above set 6 in terms of ability, they are equal. The exams are difficult. The grade boundaries are quite low compared to older style GCSE, and this means that you don't need to get as many marks in order to achieve the top grades. For instance, in 2019, we needed 57% to get a 7 on the higher tier, but it is harder to achieve those marks. So it is really, really important, as I said before, that we get the tiering right so that students are going to be able to achieve on the tier that we sit them for. So why is it more difficult? At GCSE 9-1, there is a great emphasis on problem solving and a requirement to apply lots of different techniques. There is a broader range of question types, with there being an hour and a half for each of the 3 papers and 80 marks available. More or less every possible topic that could come up will come up somewhere across the 3 papers. And some questions will be in a mathematical context, whereas others will be in non-mathematical context. So there really is a wide variety of questions. So we can't just teach students how to answer one particular type of question. We need to teach them about the actual topic themselves, and the students need to know how to apply their knowledge to the question that they are then presented with. So here is an example question from a recent paper. So in previous years we may have seen a question where it is just about similar shapes, or maybe just about the area of a trapezium, whereas this question is a show that the shaded area is 294 centimetres squared, where they're going to have to really clearly present how they know that is the answer. So clearly show all the working out, putting together multiple topics in order to answer the question. So it really is stretching and challenging the students, and they need to pull together information from different areas that they know about in order to answer exam style questions. So what do we think works, and what do we know works? Well, contact with yourselves and the students regularly really makes a difference. Us all being on the same page and knowing what students are working towards is really important. Having regular assessments and mock exams, so we know exactly where the students are in their learning and what levels they're working towards, is vital. We have extensive banks of past paper questions so that we can prepare students for the style of questions that they will be expected to answer. We make sure that all the students get as many resources as possible for revision leading up to the mock exam period and the real exam period. We have a comprehensive intervention programme led by Mr. Almond, and wherever possible we offer as many after-school revision sessions or lunchtime revision sessions so that we can provide opportunities for the students to come and ask for help on specific topic areas that are important to them. What we think the students can make sure they do to help themselves is being ready for every lesson, so making sure that they have all their equipment and a calculator is vital, attempting all the classwork and homework, and making sure that they're taking responsibility for their own learning, and making sure that any time they're working at home that they have a workspace free from distractions.